Well, yes, you've heard that sound in the background. You definitely know it is time for us to talk about our health here on Smooth Health. My name, as always, still remains Joy Uriah. Glad to be here with you as always. Today, however, I have the pleasure of having my runaway bride. Is she the bride? Anyways, thank goodness I have my dietitian back with me in the studio. I have dietitian Nesochi with me in the person. See how she's glowing. See, is this skin? When I say skin is skinny, that's where we want to get it from. Well, the, that's why we'll be talking about how we can get this glowing skin. And hence why on Smooth Health today, we'll be talking about sustainable eating habits, not just for the year, but it has to be a continuous process. Most people just hear, sustainable habits. All they're thinking about, oh, New Year resolution, New Year goal. I have to eat like this. It is interesting to want to be in that space, but there's more to it than, just wanting to eat in that or eat for that specific purpose. And hence why we're talking about it. But as always, we like to break things down for you, make you understand what you need to. And I have her with me, so I'm always excited to talk about health. Well, let's start off with what exactly or what does sustainable eating really mean in simple terms? Realistically speaking.
Okay, thank you very much. So, sustainable eating in the simplest of terms means that you're eating in the best, the healthiest ways for you,
Mm,
the healthiest meals for you,
right.
whilst keeping the environment in your mind. So you're also like, thinking, I want to avoid wastage and things like that. And
Mhm.
also keeping the future generations in mind. That's a sustainable eating.
I like that. Keeping the future generations in mind. So all our junk is is out of the door in one in a sense. But yeah, I don't know how we're going to get over it. But if you want the glowing skin, you want to be skinning, you want to live longer, we want to tap into how our forefathers were. How is it that they were living up to 90, 100? Well, all of a sudden, when we hear somebody has lived to 50, we're looking at it like, okay, the person has tried. I think there's more research that needs to be done.
Of course, of course.
Lagos, don't forget that you too can be a part of Smooth Health. You're always welcome to share your thoughts, your questions, and observations. 0911 999 I'll take your questions on that platform as well. And we get enlightened. We have the dietitian with us. She would help you realize and figure out how you need to have the right meal plan, what you need to eat, and how best to stay alive and well. So talking about that, right? I I can speak for most 9 to 5ers. We wake up by give or take, you're up by 4. You're trying to beat traffic. You've gotten to the office. The first pick me up you're doing is a cup of coffee or a beverage, something. So you've done that first pick me up. And then lunch comes around, maybe about 3, 4. That's when you're not thinking, okay, that's when it's time to go and eat lunch. Before you know it, it's time to head on home. You're home after the interesting traffic that you've gone through. You're breathing, you're sighing, and you're like, okay, time to eat. You're now sitting down and eating one very humongous bowl of deliciousness.
Yes, yes. Comforting deliciousness.
Oh my God. See, you know this. I was stressed throughout the day. We have to compensate ourselves.
Yes.
And then we now say we want to eat a sustainable diet, live healthy and all that. How is that possible living in Lagos, hustling and bustling without
Yeah.
killing over?
Yeah. So I must commend Lagosians first of all. The
Okay.
hustle is real. Like
Oh, yes, it
I
is.
live it late, I mean late. So I can't say that, I don't know what it's about. But the truth of the matter is that we have to be mindful. We have to make, like, the topic today is sustainability, sustainable diet, sustainable eating.
Right.
So, in order not to overindulge at night, when you should be having the lightest meal,
Okay.
when you should be allowing your body to rejuvenate, to rest, to even understand the hormones and everything that is going on, instead of just worrying about digesting food and putting the body under stress. What can we do? We have to be intentional. I always speak on mindful eating. I always speak on meal prepping. I always speak on not skipping meals. I'm very big on not skipping meals, because what happens is that when you skip that breakfast, you're having like a late lunch. What happens is that when you get home, you just want to still have something else.
Most definitely.
Yes, and it's not like necessary that you must have 3 meals a day. Yes, it's fine, but at least you must have at least 2 meals a day.
Right.
And the quality of those meals should be like your priority. It shouldn't just be, oh, I'm on the go, I'm going to grab this from traffic, I'm going to grab that.
Right.
Snacking. They are healthy snacks, and they're also nutrient dense meals. So meal prepping will help you to plan ahead of time over the weekend. You can meal prep, prepare
Okay.
your bases, so that when you're going to work, you just, whip up something very quick, and then you have these nutrient dense meals. So when you get home, you can have a light meal. It could be a call or agidi with pepper soup. It could be more, it could be a salad. It could even be rice. Yes, rice can be a light meal.
Yeah.
Yes,
Ah.
can be swallow. Potatoes is it not swallow? What are we saying? Because they put asparagus and steak for us there. Their mashed potatoes is even more calorie dense than our swallows. Let's not even go there. So it's not that swallows can be light. It depends on the quantity of swallows. You're not giving the girlfriend the opportunity to go and eat. I'm just saying, like, you wouldn't eat your proper portion of that. You're doing more soup. Do you understand? And just going with like half a portion of your normal portion, you can make your meals lighter. Okay. You understand? And then something I would like to encourage us today is to also go for walks after our dinner.
See that one? You see that one? Can be a bit difficult.
You can even do it in your house. You mustn't leave your house. From one end to the other, you're just moving. Okay. You understand? Just to ease off the sugars, just to help with the digestion, so that when you're sleeping, your body is not struggling between digesting food and sleeping or rejuvenation. Okay. You don't want to mess up your secondary reading. So that's it.
That makes a whole lot of sense. Okay, so after eating, just take a walk around your
compound, inside your home. You could dance. Exercise mustn't be rigorous.
That's not what a lot of people assume. They think that it's until you've done cardio for 1 hour or that's when it counts.
It mustn't be.
Now that we're talking about food, now you're making me hungry. See, this is the problem. This is the problem.
Sorry.
It's this food now that we need to talk about. We keep hearing, oh, okay, there are certain kinds of food that are at least within Nigeria that we can eat and still be healthy. Let's talk about those everyday Nigerian foods that we should naturally be having so we can use it to sustain ourselves as opposed to looking for certain quote unquote foreign foods. You spoke about asparagus. Asparagus is here, but it is quite pricey. Yes. So what can we use to replace that? We have carrots, I know. We have peppers. Yes. We have shoko. We have. So what exactly can we use to replace all those other foreign, in quote, items, but we can still have our normal staples and enjoy a healthy diet?
Yes. So I could go on and on. Our Nigerian foods are so healthy, so healthy. You could start from your staples. You could start from rice. I always say rice, and people are always cringing on my behalf. I should be the one. I'm the dietitian. I should know better.
How can we be eating rice?
I know better. you can eat your rice, it's a staple. It's a
Right.
carbohydrate, it's an energy source. You can eat your yam, you can eat your sweet potatoes. The most important thing is how are you
Portion.
plating? Exactly, your quantities, your plating methods, and all that. Then you go to your proteins. We also have to be mindful of our proteins. At least consume your legumes at least 3 times a week. Moi, beans, bambara nuts, pigeon pea. You go to your fats and oils. We have avocados in Nigeria. We have groundnuts in Nigeria. We have cashew nuts in Nigeria. All these things have oils as well.
Okay.
We have our olive oil is let's leave that one. We have our palm oil. We have our palm oil in Nigeria.
Let me pause your thoughts
Yes.
here. There's this thing, there's this demonization regarding palm oil.
Yes.
I'd like you to also speak on that because every time someone's trying to cook, the next thing you're hearing is, you're using palm oil. It's not healthy.
Yeah.
How am I going to cook my effort without palm oil?
Yeah.
How does it?
So,
It doesn't make sense to me.
like you said, it's the demonization of foods, and I don't know why this is happening. Yes, palm oil has 50% saturated fat, but it also has 50% unsaturated fat. And if you're cooking with a serving spoon of palm oil, not getting it doesn't mean that it's 100% saturated fat that you're getting from that. Like quantities play a role for a reason. And palm oil, from the vivid color, you can tell it's rich in vitamin A, vitamins E, it's rich in antioxidants, it's such a very rich and nutrient dense part like oil, right? So what happens is when you bleach it, you denature it. So bleaching is something that we don't. Frying it over extreme temperatures and over a long period of time, we don't advise that as dietitians and nutritionists. Then we also don't advise that your food swims in palm oil, or you start drinking like we drink oil. I'm sorry, but you shouldn't drink any oil like that. You shouldn't be drinking palm oil. So your oil should be thoroughly mixed with your food. And people will say, oh, let me just add a little. I don't need to see it. You should see it's colorful. It's part of the colors. When I say eat your colors, palm oil is part of those colors. You should see it, but it shouldn't overwhelm. Yes. Once it's it's still on the plate and you're done with your food, you overdid it. Once it's swimming on top of the soup, you overdid it. There are so many markers, right? So once we are eating adequately, you find out, and your physical activity is high, and your fiber intake is high. It's a holistic approach. It's not just one food. As long as it is a whole food, that is the basic principle in nutrition. As long as something is a whole food, envision from farm to kitchen.
And you see this farm to kitchen? That was how our parents were living, and oh no, they weren't. You know that they're going to the farm, but now we don't go to the farm. What? Okay.
You can't tell a laborer not to eat 2 agege bread. Like you want him to go and faint. It feels like his output.
Right.
They would, pack their fufu into big mounds.
Oh, yes.
And it wasn't affecting them because they were burning those calories. So we can't be sitting down in Lagos day in, day out and be eating those quantities. No. So there has to be a shift.
I like the fact that you said there has to be a shift. So it's a conscious effort.
Yes.
But whilst it is, we always talk about sustainable eating, healthy eating. I will say this. Okay. And Lagos, please let me know if I'm speaking on your behalf as well. Eating healthy is expensive. You want to buy an avocado right now, you know how much it costs. You want to buy peppers, you know how much you see those beautiful colored peppers you like, they're expensive. Relatively. I will still put relatively because some people say it's relative to your pocket.
Yeah.
And there are the sodas that you can just take, and it's so cheap. So you now tell me I'm exchanging what is cheap for. I'm on the go. Yeah, I'm looking for something that's going to fuel my energy.
Yeah.
And
But
keep me full
yeah,
even whilst
because we're thinking of the here and now, isn't it? But what's of, in the long run? The sodas, what is it going to do to you? And this is not me. I'm not raining on anybody's parade. I'm not even saying don't even take it. So I drink soda occasionally.
Occasionally being the watchword.
Yeah. But what happens is 90% of the time, 80% of the time, what are your habits? And let's even talk about these bell peppers you mentioned and the avocados. You mustn't eat an avocado every day. Do you understand? Isn't this family? You find avocado in the fats and oils family. It also has a bit of protein. So, it's a really nutrient dense fruit. But you must, if you're eating avocados maybe twice a week or once a week, that's fine. It's not the only fruit antioxidant source or the only fat source. It's not.
Okay.
But at least having a variety of meals helps. So if you have it once a day, it's fine. Bell peppers, if you're having the bell peppers with pasta maybe once a week, you mustn't eat it every day. There's also your ewedu. There's also your okra. On this hill, I found on this hill that eating healthy mustn't be expensive. Okay. Let me run this by you. You see low-income families that have very healthy children.
Oh, yes, I think
you also see low-income families that don't have very healthy children. And you see wealthy families that have unhealthy children. So it's not a function of money. It's a function of information. When we go for nutrition outreaches, when we go to spread the message
gospel,
about,
more or less.
I don't want to go to spread this one. When you talk to a family, a low-income family, and explain to them that you mustn't eat fish and chicken. No, if it's only beans and rice that you have at a certain point, boil them together, make a porridge out of it. It is adequate. It provides you complete carbohydrates and complete protein. The child will thrive. We've seen children with kwashiorkor, marasmus, underweight children thrive that cannot even afford. The only things they can afford is crayfish, soya bean, and mixture of these legumes and grains, and they are thriving.
Right.
He's talking about, so vegetarians don't, they are not healthy. What are we saying? Must it be? You understand? So it's not a function of money. Okay. It's a function of having the right information and making do what we have locally. We mustn't eat broccoli and asparagus and Lagos, please, if you can afford it, eat it. But we mustn't eat it to be healthy. Locally produced, locally grown, locally sourced foods are also healthy.
So local. Find what's in season. I think that's even what works best.
Thank you very much. Seasonal foods. Take advantage of them. Eat them. Enjoy them.
You have your ugu. Yes. You can always make it into a sauce.
Yes, a sauce. Add to your yam, add to your potatoes, tomatoes to make stew. Our foods are very versatile.
Okay. We don't have to make it all fancy.
It is fancy. You see my plating, it is fancy. No food is fancier than my food, though.
Okay. I can't say that I have not seen her plate, but she's here to invite me for these platings. Or sampling is the word. I'm waiting. See, there is something about to go there, so I'm waiting for that moment. Anyways, before I digress, really, very soon we're going to get back to school season.
Yes.
And most parents are going to be looking at how they can provide their children with the healthiest meal whilst it is that they have to do school runs and all that.
Yes.
What's the best way to go about it?
Okay. So I'm also going to fall back on prepping and planning. It's always good to have a menu at home. You change monthly, so that it's not too monotonous, because kids are very grand. We've been having beans every Wednesday. They are tired. Yes, so they want to have moi. They want to have the bean cake. They want to have things like that. So it's very important that you meal prep. It's very important that you meal plan. And also, I know how parents make a list, and the first thing on the list is maybe 5 cartons of a popular noodle. I don't know saying
oh yes. I can't remember when last night. It's going on 2 years now. I haven't touched that noodles in general. No, seriously.
It's better than rice noodles.
I haven't touched noodles in general. I will do pasta, but
but
not
not
noodles.
noodles. But especially with children, because it's sloppy.
Oh
They
my
want to
word.
slop it up. It's
Yes.
easy to make. And I think parents because Lagos is hectic. But
Oh,
if you look at
pick and undergo.
longevity, if you look at the quality of life of your children later on in life, you don't want them coming up with metabolic or chronic disorders. It starts from now. And kids are very impressionable.
Oh yes.
You think it out, the parents say they don't eat vegetables. I say leave the children alone. You eat the vegetables. 2 weeks, they will
They'll
come and
want
sit on your
to.
plate.
True.
Somehow outside, watch the parents how they talk inside. Just
They
love
mimic what they see.
leave this now. They will fall in line. So add fruits to their lunch boxes, add veggies to their lunch boxes. They can have rice, they can have beans, they can have bean cake, they can have certain porridges, they can have anything you're having. Don't go and prepare, just family food is good for children. Just make sure that it goes down, the pyramid from parents to kids. Everybody's eating healthy. You don't like be drinking beer in one corner and then you say,
They came for
sugar is vegetable. Vegetable for you. To eat that vegetable though, you have to mirror it so that they are able to follow in your footsteps.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then do children also need portion control?
So the thing is with children is except they are overweight, we
Mm,
don't work on their portions because a child will typically, know when he's full. If you understand, so their stomach capacity cannot take as much as we can take. That is why it's important that we give them nutrient dense meals because their stomach capacity is not so much. If you go and fill it up with junk, what happens is that they are feeding on that, they can't take more than that, and then you're not helping them by giving them quality meals. So you don't need to practice
but-
portion control. No, they don't.
okay.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you've also highlighted that. And it's harder to break a pattern if it's set
Yes.
for children.
Yes.
Uh, I
Yes.
know
So
that growing up, we were always told if you do not finish that food,
yes.
do not stand up from
Yeah.
it. It was punishment. I'm telling you, but now the kids will tell you, no, mommy, I'm done. I cannot. And once they tell you they're done, they're done.
Yes.
So there's no way you can force them.
Yes.
The worst thing you can do, most thing you can do is just keep it, repurpose it for
Yes,
something else,
Yes.
and that's it.
Yes.
But now that we're talking about us adults, how, especially for someone who's trying to break free of their habits because it's a new year. So we usually hear the new year, new me, no more soda, no more this, no more that. It's easier said than done. I've been in that space. I have decided that I'm not joining anybody in the gym this January. Anybody who has gym,
it's not for me.
kudos to you.
Yes.
But you see me, maybe we're doing our own small workouts in the house.
Yes.
But gym,
Yes. Yes.
when we get there, we'll let you know.
Yes.
So for anyone who is trying to break old habits, and this has to do with late night meals. Oh my word. You see someone who's had a very interesting day and he's getting home by 9:30, 10, 11. They've not had enough meal at work.
Exactly.
So what then happens to this person? What simple steps can that person help themselves with?
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, this person has to be more intentional. See, discipline is discipline. It's not gonna fall from the sky. These habits that we're talking about, they have to be, carried out by us. Nobody's going to help us do it. So if you didn't plan ahead, you're just going to grab anything on the go, or you're going to skip the meal and then indulge at night because the body has to still get nourishment and sustenance. It's not
I agree.
you wake up by 3 a.m. in front of your fridge, stuffing your face. Well, nobody was born a glutton. Nobody was born a glutton, but these are the habits that we create for ourselves. But how do we stop it?
Right.
We shouldn't skip meals, no matter how small. Grab an apple.
Okay.
Grab a sandwich. have a girl, have something like your oats porridge. As small as that is, you're filling up while the sun is still up, while you are active, while your brain is working. So because your brain uses up glucose, you understand, your muscles uses up glucose as well. So
Right.
you need to be able to eat while you can burn some of it out as well. So it's important that you don't skip meals so that by the time you're having your dinner, you're not tempted to feast like the kings did. You understand?
Yes, because that's what they say. Eat like a king for breakfast, like a prince for lunch, and a papa for dinner.
Yes. So you have to eat very light. So but you can't achieve that when you're hungry. Yeah, they say a hungry man is an angry man. So you can't do that.
Tell me something we don't know. Intentional.
Snacking. We have snacks. Things like your fruits, things like your veggie sticks, things like your popcorn and granola. There are so many snacks that
Oh, so that's Google and Ekpa that I see people talk
Mhm.
about.
Yes.
It's an ideal snack.
Not calorie dense,
Mm. As long as we're not overdoing it.
as long as you're not overdoing it. Because that will also spike your blood sugar levels for people that are diabetic as well.
Okay.
These are things that you can do, everyday things that you can do that will help you not to overindulge or indulge at all.
All right, as we wrap up, I have this text message from Charles Chidozie. He says, I took a long walk this morning very early. I soaked in the morning dew and later came the morning sun. I loved it. My body was dripping of sweat. When I got home, I enjoyed a cool bath. Ever since I discovered that our yam is a detoxifier and potatoes are good for weight loss, I just knew those foreign lines won't get to me anymore. However, he says our palm nut contains minerals that fight against cancerous cells, whilst the capitalist importers of olive oil wants us to believe the oil is the best. Well, in all honesty, right? Olive oil is the king.
No. Yeah, I'm not going to knock on
It's
that.
the king.
Yeah.
If we're being
Two
honest.
truths can exist.
Very true.
Two truths can exist. So olive oil top tier, palm oil, we are there too. So two truths can exist. But well done on your walk. A round of applause for you.
See, Tashi is they are happy for you. But as we wrap up this evening, what's that one thing you want our listeners to take home to when it comes to sustainable eating habits?
I would say the one. Why are you giving me one? Give me three things. Okay.
Okay, break it down. Break it down.
Yeah, I would say this year and beyond. We're not doing year. This is sustainable. So let's cut down on ultra processed foods. I know I keep sounding like a broken record.
That's a hard one, but okay.
Down on ultra processed foods. Can you eat them? Yes, but make sure that this is something like you just enjoy when you get your paycheck or something you just enjoy like your daughter's birthday, your birthday, but not an everyday thing. We have once you're 30, you're 40, you have to start eating. In fact, start from 20. Start eating your fruits every day. Make sure you ask yourself, have I eaten my fruit today? At least one fruit. Have I had a vegetable serving today? Your vegetable serving can be okra soup, can be a wedding soup, can be a salad, can be a vegetable based smoothie, can be garden egg. Please, my people, just wash garden egg. Don't have to cut it. Wash it and chew. It can be cucumber. Just chew it. And you have to also ask yourself, am I moving enough? We are so sedentary. Lagos, please, I'm begging us, including myself. We are so sedentary. When you want to take a call in the office, stand up, walk around when you're taking the call. Instead of just sending an email, do a memo, stand up, both of you are going paperless now. I know, but just go and meet an email.
Have a conversation.
Gym. I'm not trying to, I'm sorry. Gym is very important. If you have the discipline for it, but if you don't and you don't have the time for it, at home, dance. Please, another thing I want to say, once you hit 30, 40, start strength training, it's important that you build muscle. The more muscle you have, less susceptible you are to metabolic disorders. So it's important that you start. I'm not saying that we should look, very muscular as women or even men who don't want to, but just have that muscle mass.
Right.
Little dumbbells that you can store in one corner of your house
And just
use
build.
it. Dancing, cycling, exercise can be fun. Walking, golfing,
That's what she said.
table tennis,
I,
flipping.
I don't know about how exercise is extremely fun, though. We hear you. We hear you. Well, that's the much we can take tonight on Smooth Health. It's always an interesting session. So, Lagos, please be mindful of what you put in your body, because what you put in your body is what will make you stay healthier longer. All right, so much more lined up for you at 6. I'll come back to take your reactions to the musings I shared earlier on with you at 5. But in the meantime, there's more music to keep you company. So don't go nowhere. Stay glued to your radio. Smooth 98.1.